Hello everybody. This is Mommy with Flowers by the Bunch. I hope you are all doing real well. Victoria's messing with the camera, so I'm sorry that I'm so awkward. So I'm just trying to watch her. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't talk and watch at the same time, and that's strange. So happy Monday to you. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. When you come on, tell me hello. Tell me how you're doing. And tell me where you're from. We love to know those things. So today I am going to make a sunflower arrangement. So we have a bucket of sunflowers that are older, and I thought, let's play with sunflowers. I know that someone suggested that we make a sunflower arrangement. Please yell at me in the comments. Let me know that it was you, and I will write your name in the description of this video. I had it written down and I left that notebook at home, so I apologize that I am not able to say your name right away. So Victoria is here with me. She's actually working on something on the iPad, but she will read your comments if you have any questions or anything like that. Please just type them in the comments, and if I don't answer them on the live, you know I'm always going to come back this evening and I will answer any questions you might have. So today we're going to do this fun sunflower arrangement. So I have a bucket of suns, so we're going to use some medium sunflowers. Now we can order sunflowers in 3 different sizes, and I think I've told you this before. They come in small, medium, and large. I personally like a medium. A medium I find is always the very best. It's not too big, it's not too small, and it's easier to make it mind. They don't always mind, sunflowers don't. So I am going to start out with using a little bit of Oasis. Now last week I made a zinnia arrangement in a container, in a fun container kind of like this one, and I used some chicken wire for the container and for the armature in the container. And this time I think I am going to use Oasis, and the reason I'm using Oasis is sunflowers are heavier than zinnias, so that's the reason I'm going to use Oasis. This is a fun pottery container we've had here at the shop for a long time. Either someone dropped it off with us to recycle, or I found it at a thrift store. You know me, if I find a fun container anywhere, I'm picking that guy up. I love this container because it's kind of that mustard colored yellow, and it's really a fun container to use with yellow sunflowers. So I'm going to take my Oasis. This is a paring knife, and I'm just going to cut that Oasis. Now anytime I use fresh Oasis, it has been pre-soaked. You never want to arrange flowers in dry Oasis because it'll clog the flower, okay? I am going to push this Oasis right down into this container. Now you want to fill this container with water. It's got a pretty good size reservoir, so it'll hold a lot of water, so they'll be very happy. This is actually just going to go to my home, so I'm not going to worry about taping it in. But if I were to deliver it, I would tape it down so that it's not going to go anywhere, okay? When you come on, make sure y'all can see me well. If you'd give me a thumbs up or a little heart. I always worry about my camera being foggy because every once in a while it is. So if you can see me pretty good and you can hear me, if you would push the thumbs up or the heart message so that I know that you can see me and hear me. So I've got that Oasis tucked down in there, and I'm going to kind of work a little backwards today. Most of the time I tell you I always like to put foliage in my container first, and it's because I like to cover up my mechanics and then tuck in my sunflowers. Well, this time I'm going to start with my sunflowers and then add my foliage. Now floral design is an art, and so I want you to always know you are the artist. So if you make this arrangement at home, make it where you're happy with it, okay? You can't mess it up. It's art. I know there are rules in floral design, and it needs to be pleasing to the eye and all the things, but have fun with this. Don't get overwhelmed with flower placement and all the things. Have fun with it. Now this arrangement, I found on Pinterest. I found this style on Pinterest. Now, of course, I'm gonna make it my own, but I did find this style on Pinterest. I'm gonna start out by taking some sunflowers, and Callie so kindly wired them for me. So I'm gonna take my sunflowers and I'm gonna give us some height first. I'm going to make it look as if they're kind of growing, okay? So I'm gonna take my little sunflowers. I'm using a paring knife. Now, most floral designers don't use knives. Most of the time, they use shears or scissors. Like my Victoria doesn't use a knife at all. When you use a knife, I always hold the knife in my hand just like this. And I am going to take it and I am just pulling the flower, the stem, and it cuts it. It cuts it at an angle. And so it just takes practice, and not everybody likes a knife. I personally love a knife. But it just takes practice and it really gets easier, much easier. So I am just taking these sunflowers and I'm doing some taller and some shorter. And I'm kind of making them look like they're growing in this container. Now, because we have wire, we can kind of adjust their little heads and kind of tell them what to do. You need to be careful though. They're kind of like a Gerber daisy. You can pop their little heads off if you get too aggressive with telling them what to do, because sometimes their little heads will just fall off. So how fun is that? That is so fun already.
Miss Janice Smith asks, could you do an arrangement in an old milk container?
I could, if I can find one, Miss Janice. I sure will. I'll be happy to. I know my mama has a butter churn, you know, like a big butter churn that's kind of neat. But if I can find one, I'll certainly make one. Yes, ma'am. All right, so you can kind of give them different heights, whatever you'd like. And they're in front of my face. Look how sweet those are already. Really, you don't need anything else. Some pretty greenery down at the bottom, but how fun is that? That is so fun. Callie, I love it. But sunflowers are happy flowers, aren't they? They just are so happy. All right, so I've got my sunflowers in place. Next, I am going to take my sunflowers that aren't wired. I'm gonna cut them short, and we're gonna fill in the space down at the bottom. So I'm just gonna cut them short, and I'm just gonna tuck them in.
Stephen Bernardi says, good afternoon, hello from Pennsylvania.
Hey,
Yes.
Stephen.
Oh, go ahead.
I hope you are doing wonderful today. I'm sorry, Victoria.
He asks, what are we making this afternoon?
So this is just a fun sunflower arrangement. I found one pretty similar online, and so Callie and I brainstormed. I love my Callie, because Callie will go, we're gonna use this container, and I'll say great, and she'll pull all the stuff together. There have been times when I've come in and I've said, Callie, we have a garden club, what are we gonna do? She grabs all of the things and has them all lined up in boxes, and I just show up with all the flowers and I just make something. Surprise! Because we neither one, I don't know what she's thinking, and we just work together that well, which is wonderful.
Miss Phyllis says, I made a sunflower arrangement this morning.
Did you? Share it with us, Miss Phyllis. We'd love to see your picture. It's so fun when y'all share your arrangements with us. So all I'm doing, guys, is I am just taking these sunflowers and I am just cutting these little guys short. I'm just tucking them right into this Oasis.
Miss Mary says, hello, Monty, you look very pretty today.
Thank you, Miss Mary. Thank you so much.
Miss Kathy Wilson says, good evening. I have been MIA. I lost my husband 3 weeks ago due to a blood clot in his heart.
Oh, Miss Kathy, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Miss Karen King says, hi, how are you doing?
We are good, Miss Karen. How are you? Okay, so I have gone around. Let's see, Kelly. We have a couple more. Okay, I show you a trick with sunflowers. So sometimes you can purchase sunflowers, or you can pick sunflowers out of your garden, and they have bumps and bruises. And so I don't know if you can see this sunflower really closely, but it's damaged. Honestly, it kind of looks like a little bug got carried away and snacked on it. So let me show you a trick with a sunflower that has been damaged. All you're gonna do is peel back those petals. Just take them and pull the petals right off. Now what this is going to do is just leave this little dark center. And this little dark center is so much fun to work with. Look. So it leaves that little dark center, and you're just gonna take it and just kind of tuck it into the arrangement. And it gives you a little bit of something different. So can you kind of see where I just took him and he almost looks like he has little green petals. So I've got several more that have been damaged. So you're gonna just take these guys, let's see. This guy has some damage on his petals. Just take those petals and pull them right off. But these pods are so much fun. Now most often when I do this, I don't charge for the sunflower that I had to remove the petals, just strictly because he would have gone in the garbage anyway. So he's just an added bonus. That little dark center is just an added bonus. So I just take him and tuck him right into that arrangement.
Miss Carolyn sent 200 stars.
Oh, Miss Carolyn, thank you so much for the stars. We appreciate that.
Miss Carol says, seems funny to see you place the flowers before the green.
I know, it's strange. I told you I was doing it backwards today. I know that we're going to have questions about that, but I found that these sunflowers have pretty large stems, and if I put the foliage in first, I was going to have a hard time trying to get all these stems in this Oasis, and so that's the reason I'm doing it backwards today. I'm a little backwards. I know that's strange, right?
Miss Sharon says, love to watch you, Monty, make some arrangements.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
She says, I made some arrangements for my in-laws by watching you.
Oh, wonderful. Share pictures. We love it. Okay, so there's my sunflowers kind of in place. You can see my little dark centers that I added in. So next what I'm going to do is come back in. I have some pittosporum. You've seen me use it before. This is actually left over from an arrangement that I did with the zinnias. They were still in the cooler, so we pulled those out, and I am reusing that foliage. And so I'm just taking these small pieces and I'm working it in between the stems of sunflowers. Now this is the reason I like to put my foliage in first, is because it's almost, to me it's more work to add your foliage second or last. But I just wanted to make sure we had enough room for our sunflowers. So I'm just taking these stems, I'm trimming some of them, and I'm just tucking that little pit just to fill in the space.
Miss Nina asks, is everyone who works at the shop family members? And are you getting excited for Disney?
Oh, yes, we are so excited for Disney. We've talked about that all afternoon. Yes, except my Victoria, and we're hoping that she will be a family member. And now she's blushing. And you can't even see her, and she's blushing. Yes, Callie is a cousin, a distant cousin, but Callie's my cousin. And then my sister Robbie comes and helps. And then Jason, my husband's here. And then my Owen is my oldest child. Owen is here every day. He's in college here at Mississippi State. And then our youngest child, Micah, comes and helps. He does a lot of odds and ends, like washes vehicles and brings in vases and those kind of things. So yes, ma'am, everybody's family. Everybody's family. And Victoria might as well be. Right, Victoria? Victoria, I don't know if after I said she might as well be family, Victoria's dating Owen, my oldest child. And so that's why I said she might as well be family. She's at my house a lot. And she is going to Disney with us. So we are excited. We will leave for Disney on the 3rd of July. And so we will be at Epcot on the 4th. And let us know if you would like to see some videos from Disney. We'll be happy to do some videos and different things from Disney if y'all are interested. If you're not, I completely understand. We will try to do flower arrangements too. I won't be coming live with flower arrangements that week, but I'll come live with Disney stuff if you're interested.
Miss Joan asks, how should we send photos?
You can send it through Messenger. Or you can post it in the comments right here if you'd like, but you can certainly send it through Messenger if you'd like. Okay, so I've got my pit kind of tucked in low. And next I'm going to come in with this is Nandina. And we just cut Nandina right out of the yard. Nandina holds up so well, but I love its little lacy. It's a pretty little lacy foliage. So I'm just going to kind of cut it and tuck it in. I think I'm going to put this piece kind of on the back.
Miss Barbara asks, do you use Oasis over and over?
You cannot use Oasis over and over, no ma'am. You only want to use it once. If Oasis ever dries out, you can't rehydrate it. And most of the time the reason you can't use it again is because when you put stems in, you ruin the integrity of the Oasis. So if you pulled it out and put something back in, it may crumble. So you always want to just use a fresh piece if you're going to do another arrangement. So I'm just kind of filling in with this Nandina. I love lacy Nandina. It's not called lacy, but it is kind of lacy looking. It's pretty.
They would love to see stuff from Disney.
Okay, well we will blow you up with Disney, with our Disney trip. I can't wait to show Victoria how all the plants grow. Florida is way different than Mississippi in the way that plants grow. And you know, some of our green plants that we use as house plants are shrubs in Florida, and so it's so much fun to see the landscape and all of the landscape architecture and all the things, which is so cool to see, and I can't wait to show her all of that. I think your mama said you were what, 3 when you went to Disney? 2? She was tiny. She doesn't remember anything about Disney, so she is so excited. That's really how I got the boys to let us go, is because Victoria hasn't been since she was little bitty. Now I am a huge Disney fan, but my family not so much. And so they're really taking one for the team for me and Victoria.
Miss Barbara says, that's why my flowers died after I tried to reuse the Oasis. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And did you try to re-wet it? Had it dried out some when you went to arrange in it? You know, the main thing is I don't know how they manufacture it or exactly what it's made out of. But if it ever dries out, it's hard to get it to rehydrate. So earlier in the day, I used some Solidago in some arrangements and went to do some videos with. And so I just pulled that out. And so I'm going to use these smaller pieces of this Solidago, and I'm just going to tuck them in. So you see how they've kind of been cut and made shorter. So
Miss Staffy says, gorgeous, I love sunflowers. I love the trick of pulling the petals off the damaged one.
Isn't that nice? Right, and then you don't throw it away. I'm all about trying to use it so you don't have to toss it. And aren't they fun? It's just kind of a fun, unique way to use those pods.
Miss Barbara says, no, it had not dried out, but it really crumbled.
It did, yes ma'am. It'll just damage so easily. And that's why when you go to use Oasis and you make an insertion into the foam, always try to make it just one time that you push it right into the foam. Try not to pull it out and stick it back in and pull it out, because you're just making that foam just kind of disintegrate. It'll just crumble. So do your best not to keep trying to put it back in. All right, guys, there's our arrangement. So I'm going to turn it around. I need a little bit of greenery on the back, but you can kind of see where I put just a few little sunflowers on the back, just so it wasn't empty. I do have some empty holes back here. Nobody's going to look at it. It's going to my house. So I promise it won't look bad, but look how fun those sunflowers are. So this is just an arrangement I found on Pinterest, just a fun idea. Honestly, they had all of their sunflowers at the top, just kind of on one level, and then they had short sunflowers down at the bottom. But I like the way it's kind of full and pretty. It's just different and fun and interesting. I love it. I love it. Any questions, Miss Victoria, before we sign off for the afternoon?
Miss Catherine says Disney must have flower gardens on its grounds. How about featuring those flowers and plants?
We can, and I know that, and I think it's Epcot. I might be saying this wrong. I want to go to the butterfly garden, and I think it's in Epcot. And so they'll have different plants that attract the butterflies, and it's going to be neat. It's fun. I will. Yes, ma'am. I am so excited about just seeing the pretty things. I always said that when I retire, we went at Christmas time one time, and when we went at Christmas time, they had a topiary of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, and Mickey was mostly greenery, but he also had carnations as his little shorts. And I said, when I retire, I want to be the lady who puts the carnations on Mickey Mouse's pants. And so I would love to be that lady who gets to do the topiary. I think that would just be fun to work for somebody who does all those big fun events. I think that would be neat. But I think they work hard and they work all kind of hours, so I'm probably just going to stick with where I am and just visit. Guys, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. If you have any suggestions for anything you want to see this week, let me know. Thursday, we will have to come a little early. We are leaving for Nashville to watch a child watch Micah Thomas play some soccer. So we will come a little early on Thursday, but we will remind you. And I don't know what Friday's live will be about, but it'll be something. So I will see you tomorrow. If you have any more questions or comments, please don't hesitate to drop those down below. We're happy to answer any questions you might have. And if you would, sprinkle this video for us so other people can see it. Guys, have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon.